Emma Cameron was a famous influencer. She filmed and vlogged on TikTok. She posted get ready with me's and routines on her YouTube channel. Everyone adored and loved her. She was so sweet and kind. Emma loved to party. She partied every weekend. She would party alone and with her friends. Emma was also very popular in school. She had many boys after her, and a lot of girls wanted to be her. She was living a fantastic life. She had family, friends, money, and fame. One day, when Emma was in class talking with her friends, the teacher came in. He announced to the fellow class that there will be a new girl joining the school. Everyone was so excited, and so was Emma. She wasn't worried at all that the new student might take her place. Emma was always gonna be the star. But when the girl entered the classroom, everyone gasped and was so mesmerized by the new girl. Her beauty, her confidence, and her grades were better than Emma's. The new girl, Victoria, was head of the class and became loved very fast. She also started a TikTok account and a YouTube channel. Her accounts blew up overnight. She gained millions and millions of followers, more followers than Emma. She became so popular and known. Emma's friend started to become distant with Emma since she was no longer the queen. Victoria was. All the boys that were after Emma was now after Victoria. Every boy wanted to date her, and all the girls wanted to be her friend. This made Emma so mad and jealous. How dared Victoria take away Emma's spotlight? Later that day, Emma came up with a plan. 2 days later, Emma asked Victoria if she could have a word with her. Victoria happily agreed to talk to her. She pulled Victoria aside and told her, "I'm gonna be the last thing you will ever see."
I'm gonna be the last thing you will ever see.
Victoria was confused and asked her what she was talking about. Emma grabbed out a sharp knife and stabbed Victoria while covering her mouth so no one would hear her screams. She let out an evil laughter. Blood was quickly covering Victoria's uniform as she was dying a painful death. Victoria's body dropped to the floor. 2 days later, Victoria was reported missing. Everyone was so worried, while Emma was so satisfied, knowing that everything she had before Victoria took it away would come back.
Ever since I was born, I have been seeing this pink ribbon everywhere. My mom used to buy one for me and put it on me when I was little because she thought it looked cute, and I agree. But lately, this bow has only been popping up in bad situations or when something bad is about to happen. I've been realizing that maybe this bow is a curse. See, for example, this one time I was out on a walk when I saw this exact same pink ribbon in a bush. I thought it was cute that someone else also had a pink ribbon like mine at home. But then, a second later, I hear someone scream. A terrifying scream. I look around and see a masked man running with a bloody knife. I froze and didn't know what to do. The next day, it was on the news. A teenage girl had been stabbed by a man late at night. I was scared and terrified. Another situation was when I was at school arguing with a classmate, when I saw a girl with the exact same pink ribbon in her hair walk by. 1 second later, my classmate that I was arguing with fell to the floor and started to get a seizure. I've told my mom about this suspicion of the pink ribbon, but she then gave me this weird smile, and her pupils became very big.
And Mom?
Oh, sorry, love. What did you say?
Oh, nothing.
After that, I thought that I might be crazy and delusional, so I got it off my mind and moved on from it. I should have never have done that, because one night, as I was getting ready for bed, I saw the pink ribbon lying on my dresser. It was just there, as if it had been waiting for me. I decided to hide it in a drawer, out of sight. Maybe that would help me forget about it. But the next morning, the ribbon was back on my dresser. I started to get even more paranoid. Everywhere I went, I saw pink ribbons. This time, it was everywhere, on people's bags, in shop windows, even on TV commercials. It was as if the ribbon was haunting me. I decided to investigate. I went to the local library and started looking for any references to pink ribbons and curses. I found an old book about local legends and superstitions. One of the legends talked about a cursed ribbon that brings misfortune to those who possess it. The description matched my ribbon perfectly. I took the book home and showed it to my mom. Her reaction was strange.
Mom, look at this. It talks about a cursed ribbon. I think it's the same one.
Oh, darling, you worry too much. It's just a story.
I couldn't shake off the feeling that she knew more than she was letting on. A few nights later, I had a vivid dream. In the dream, I saw my mom tying the pink ribbon around my wrist when I was a baby. She was whispering something in an unfamiliar language. I woke up in a cold sweat. The next day, I confronted her.
Mom, what is this ribbon? Why did you give it to me?
All right, it's time you know the truth. The ribbon was given to me by my grandmother. It's been passed down in our family for generations. It's meant to protect us, but it comes with a price.
A price? Mom, what kind of price?
As I turned the brittle pages of my great-great-grandmother's journal, I felt a cold shiver crawl up my spine. The ink had faded, but her words carried the weight of centuries of fear and desperation. Journal entry, 1897.
Today marks the 50th year of this curse. The ribbon's power grows stronger, and with it, the malevolence it binds. I have discovered something peculiar, a ritual, incomplete and cryptic, yet it hints at salvation.
Mom, look at this.
I said, pointing to a section written in a different ink, as if added hastily.
She mentions a ritual.
Mom leaned in, squinting at the text.
A ritual, but it seems incomplete.
Maybe there are more entries.
I suggested, flipping through the pages quickly. Each entry seemed to unveil a piece of a larger puzzle. Then, finally, we found it. Journal entry 1901.
The ritual requires 3 elements: a drop of our blood, a piece of the ribbon, and the light of the full moon. There's a way to temporarily transform the curse into a good luck charm, shielding the bearer from harm. But the ritual is dangerous and must be performed at a sacred place, an island with a hidden blue lagoon connected to the ocean.
Mom's eyes widened.
A good luck charm. This could be our way out.
But it says it's dangerous.
I pointed out, my voice trembling.
We need to follow this guide.
I said, holding up a map tucked into the journal. It led to an island surrounded by a rainforest and jungle, with an underground cave where the blue lagoon was located.
We don't have a choice.
Mom replied, determination in her voice.
We need to do this.
The next evening, under the cover of darkness, we took a small boat and made our way to the island. The journey was treacherous, the waves crashing against us, but we pressed on. By the time we reached the shore, the moon was high, its light guiding us through the dense foliage. We followed the map closely, navigating through the thick jungle until we found the entrance to the underground cave. The air was damp and cool as we descended, the sound of our footsteps echoing off the stone walls. Finally, we reached the blue lagoon, its waters glowing eerily under the moonlight.
This is it.
Mom said, her voice barely a whisper.
Are you ready?
I nodded, though my heart was pounding. We held hands, stepping to the edge of the lagoon. As the clock struck midnight, we jumped into the water. The cold enveloped us, and I felt a strange tingling sensation as bubbles began to form around us. The water churned, and I felt the dark energy of the curse being drawn out of the ribbon and our family heirloom. For a moment, I thought it was working. But then something changed. The water turned darker, and the bubbles became more violent. I tried to swim to the surface, but an unseen force held me down. Panic set in as I realized we had been deceived. Mom's eyes widened in terror as she struggled beside me. The transformation was quick and brutal. Our bodies twisted and changed, scales forming on our skin, our legs merging into tails. We had become sirens, creatures of the deep, cursed to lure and kill those who ventured into the ocean. We broke the surface, gasping for air. The lagoon was silent once more, the eerie glow gone. The journal had tricked us, turning our hope into a nightmare. We swam back to shore in silence, the weight of our new reality settling in. The curse had not been broken, but had changed into something far worse. We were no longer human, bound to the ocean and its dark call. As we reached the shore, I looked at Mom, her eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and resolve. We could never return to our old lives. The curse had taken everything from us, transforming us into monsters. But as we looked out at the vast expanse of the ocean, a new instinct took over. The call of the sea was irresistible, and we knew that our lives would never be the same. We were sirens now, and the hunt had just begun. Let me tell you the story on how my mother died. It all started when my mom was a kid. Mom and my grandma went to the store.
All right, honey, go look at some stuff.
All right, Mama.
My mom found a toy behind a plant in the store. She took it to my grandmother and asked her if she could get it. And of course,
Darling.
she said yes. They purchased the toy and drove home. Once they got home, Mom went upstairs immediately to play with her new toy, while my grandma made supper. Mom played with her toy for hours on end until Grandma called her to dinner. But Mom came up with a name, Annabelle. I suppose Mom put the toy away and forgot about it as she grew up. When my grandmother died, she gave her home to my mom, which we soon moved into after my mom and dad got a divorce. Mom told me to look around the house to find anything valuable that we could keep safe or anything from my mother's childhood. So I did just that. I found Annabelle. I went downstairs to show my mom, as her childhood room is now mine. When I showed my mother what I found, she gasped in awe and excitement.
Oh my goodness. You found Annabelle. I forgot about her.
May I go play with her?
Yes, of course, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mom.